Yo, what up, street dogs? EK in the house. All right. Some thoughts. Why cosmetics matter? So, the first thought. I think the first thought is when it comes down to it, physical first. Optimize your life for the physical. Turbo thighs, the powers in your legs. Don't buy a loser 1,000 horsepower Hellcat. Turn your legs into the Hellcat, okay? And actually the funny thing is, I don't know, the funny thing is I see a lot of these shorty guys with their lifted trucks, and then trust no dude who's fat, short, bearded, driving a truck or overlanding vehicle or whatever. Just look at their gut, right? So, or skinny fat, you know, tech dudes, you know, with a Rolex and driving a new Porsche 911, etc. So yeah, I think okay, so in terms of cars, actually the funny thing is I've always been into, you know, Japanese sports cars, you know, lowered it, slam it to the floor, whatevs, ever since I was a kid. But now that I'm an adult, it's funny how one's preferences change, right? So for example, I don't know, like lately I'm kind of getting into trucks and SUVs and like lifted vehicles. The TRD Pro, what, the Tundra, the Tacoma TRD Pro, or the new 4Runner iForce hybrid max, whatever they want to call it, is pretty cool to me. I mean, also another thought is, man, they're pretty expensive. They're like 80,000. I'm like, just buy Bitcoin, super simple, right? And just work out your legs. So the simple thought is, I don't know, just for a man, the real power is in the legs. Okay, so going back to cosmetics. So first and foremost, I think there's this will to be beautiful, this will towards beautification, right? Some people do it like they want to beautify their soul, so they, I don't know, get into poetry or, you know, vinyl records, or reading sentimental literature, or trying to become more woke or progressive, etc. And the will is to beautify your soul, right? So you want to, you know, think righteous causes, to be anti-capitalist, do what's good for the planet, etc. Okay, so first and foremost, if you really want to do what's good for the planet, you don't get a stupid dog, because the dogs probably do more to the CO2 ozone, red zone layer than children. At least a kid, like 1-day-old kid, could be the kid who invents the, you know, nuclear solar power fusion reactor thing that gets rid of all emissions and fixes the planet, whereas your dog will only contribute to more pet delivery service Amazon boxes, and will just eventually die. Just, yeah, just don't get a dog. I think also, based on what I've observed, a lot of young couples, they kind of get like what they call a fur baby as kind of like a experimental child, right? But what happens is, once you have a real life kid, you're gonna be so busy with the real life kids, is that you're just gonna keep your dogs in the pen, in the garage, and slowly wait for them to die, rather than yeah, so you can't rewind, like, because yeah, it's what happens, like. So yeah, don't have dogs. Yeah, so actually my thought is the real menace to society is dogs, dog ownership. I mean, don't you even think about it, right? Like, think from an ethics perspective. You buy a dog, you don't buy a human being, right? They call it dog ownership, you don't call it human ownership, right? And even when you euthanize your dog, you quote put down your dog, you don't put down human beings, right? So all this fake rhetoric we have about animal rights, blah blah, I'm like, come on, don't come at me like that, right? Animals are not humans. When they say humane treatment of animals, come on, they're like beasts of burdens. Just read the Old Testament or the Bible. So I think the major thing here to consider is like crafting a new society, right, with your own aesthetics, your own ethos. Some simple thoughts. One, think subtractive. Like, it's like, for example, let's say you want to buy a new clothing outfit, something, right? Rather than like you know, online shopping or going to the store and buying a new article of clothing or accessory, whatever, think about like, look at your closet already and just think about what you could donate. Actually, my thought is, when we want to buy something, right, what we really desire is we want to like act, we want to, you know, what we want to do is act, we want to do something, right? So rather than using your hard-earned cash to buy something, right, just go in your closet and just like grab an article, you know, throw it into you know, some sort of container that you could intend to donate, right? Yeah, or just take your old clothes that you already got, get some scissors, heavy duty scissors, turn to a crop top, cut off the sleeves, etc., rather than buying the new thing. Okay, so subtractive is better. And also, like, it seems that when you consider the ultimate optimizations in life, right, the best thing that we can optimize for and towards is maximization of your physical strength and virtuosity, which means, you know, maximum physical training and strength. Don't waste your time on anything else. Like, if in fact, like, I have learned a quadrillion more life philosophies atlas lifting my 1,000 pounds rather than all the books on valor and courage combined. In fact, like, even all the great thoughts I had from Nietzsche is all swept clean by the fact that I was able to lift 1,000 pounds, right? Just 1,000 pounds or nothing, right? Yeah, you can't, it's physics, you can't fake it. Like, load up the barbell with 1,000 pounds, pick it up with your shoulders, you know, like you're gonna do a squat, and then it's like binary. Can you lift it, yes or no? Super simple, right? Yeah, I don't know, like, even if you took steroids, could you do it? Like, actually, there's a dude who was kind of curious, and he touched it, right? And then he was like, oh, I think I heard something in my back pop. I'm like, that's because you don't do yoga, bro. And then people always like, oh, you know, when you do that, be careful. And I'm like, yeah, don't worry. Like, ever since I started lifting super insanely heavy, I actually like quadrupled down on the amount of yoga that I did and flexibility, mobility stuff. So the heavier lift, the more yoga and mobility stuff you have to do. Very simple. Like, all these power lifters, right, or strongmen, they should be doing equal amounts of yogas, right? Just watch the Pumping Iron documentary with Arnold, in which they're doing ballet in the front, right? Like, so actually the funny irony about being masculine or masculinity is it's kind of like, you know, like, the more manly man should actually be more feminine, right? Like, you know, having the like, am I the only dude who's like wearing the Spartan bikini, right? So yeah, watch me 300, right? And also, like, a really manly man you're almost like, whether you like it or not, you're actually kind of a feminist, right? Like, even if you look at Zack Snyder, who's probably the best director in terms of the films he's made, there's always a strong penchant towards the female characters, even Ridley Scott, right? So yeah, like, if you think about the real manly men, much respect for the mothers, right? Even Spartan men, Spartan women, only Spartan women could give birth to Spartan men, which is facts, super facts. Yeah, like, it's not that hard to make your wife happy, so do that. Okay, go, man. So I don't know, like, in terms of your overall ethics, your ethos, your life experience, whatever's, right? Just essentially become the change what you wish to see in the world, and don't pollute your mind. Be careful what you eat.